What is going on, my friends? Welcome on back to the hardcore world. 4 episodes back, I started a brand new hardcore world. And let me say, I think it's going pretty well. So far, I've built up the perfect little starter house, along with a mine shaft going over 200 blocks down to the bottom of the world, a completely secret iron farm, a somewhat finished barn, and I also terraformed an entire hill. And that's just the start of what I want to do on this world. So without further ado, let's jump on in to today's episode. First off, our wheat field was looking a little bit small. So why not just make it a little bit bigger? And then we can get even more crops when we harvest it. Oh yeah, and I'm planning on building an even bigger one later in the episode. I also decided to add in a pathway next to the barn leading up to it. So now it's a little more finished than it was before. There was also a bunch of spruce trees that I planted that were just ruining the skyline. And I also kind of need the wood. So using my trusty axe, I chopped them all down. Hey, and for those of you guys who are just joining, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Makes a huge difference for a small channel like mine. As most of you guys know, I tried doing a raid last episode, which was sort of successful because I got the Totem of Undying, but I also lost all of my villagers and almost died. The biggest bummer though was losing those villagers, because today I want to build a villager breeder, and the only villagers I have left are the 3 in that iron farm. So I'm somehow gonna have to transport the villagers out of the iron farm, put them in a villager breeder, and then once I have plenty of villagers to go around, put the villagers back in the iron farm. Sounds like a lot of fun. Not really, because villagers are not fun to play with. So the first thing I'm gonna need is a bunch of rails, and luckily I already have 4 stacks of those things. I also am going to need some dirt for building blocks, and then a bunch of wool to craft some beds. I'm going to need 3 more wool from you guys. Can one of you guys eat some grass, please? Oh, I left the gate open. That could have been bad. Oh, and perfect. Okay, 2 more. 13 is perfect. And then I spent a few minutes crafting up the rest of the items I'm gonna need. I think I have everything I'm gonna need to build for this villager breeder. And I say think because usually I don't have everything. First off, I wanna build the chambers that's actually gonna hold the villagers themselves and then transport the villagers over here. The breeder I'm gonna be building is designed by Logical Geek Boy, and I've used it a ton of times. It works super well. So the first thing I'm doing here is clearing out a 9x9 area, which that should be it. And then I just need to go back a little bit. And then next up, I wanna build a front to this thing. So let's say a 3 block gap should be good. And same thing over here. And then I'm just gonna go 4 blocks up. Do we like it? I think we do like it. It's a little bit bulky, but I think if I put a building on top of it, it might make it look a little bit smaller. I ran out of carrots, and I think that's all I have. Nope, I have 25 more, which hopefully should be enough to fill in the rest of the square. And yes, it is, with 9 left over. The next thing I needed to do was to work on the mechanical systems of this villager breeder. Part of the reason I like it so much is the baby villagers get stuck until they grow up, and once they're grown up, they make their way into the main system. That way, I'm not ending up with any baby villagers in my minecarts. With that being said, the villager breeder is pretty much complete, besides not having the villagers inside of it, which I am not looking forward to. The only nice thing about all of this is that the iron farm is a little bit higher than the breeder itself, so I won't need to push the villagers or use any powered rails, hopefully. So first things first, I need to make a dirt bridge going all the way over to the iron farm with a slight incline in it. Wait a second, I have this 1 powered rail, so if I put it like that and then put a lever right here and then a glass block right there and then fill all of this in with some dirt, that should make this area completely safe for the villagers. So now if I just put like a minecart right here and then break the glass open. Okay, 1's in there, perfect. Okay, he is on his way. Then I just need to grab 1 more of them, perfect. Okay, we got the second one. Then I need to block this guy in, just like that. Break this glass. Are they making their way all the way down? Yes, they are. Then just push this guy out of the way because they're stacked up. Come on, move, buddy, move. And I think this thing is ready to go, so I'm gonna break that and break this. Wait, why is there 2 villagers? What is he attached to? I thought, wait, whoa. I don't think there's another composter around. We'll just have to see if it works. I was about ready to break this entire dirt bridge down, but then I realized I still have to get the villagers back up to the iron farm. So I'm just gonna leave it for now, as ugly as it is. Now my thought for the structure that's gonna go on top of the villager breeder is to build a house that can hold all of the villagers when we are curing them. Oh man, that was a mouthful. Because in order to get the best trades in the future, it would be nice to have a zombie that can turn the villagers into zombie villagers cures, and then we can come back through with some golden apples and potions of weakness to cure him, which will give us the best trades possible. And I think if we build a structure on top of this, that will be the perfect opportunity to use it for. But first, I'm gonna need to head out to go grab some more materials, specifically oak wood, because I'm all out of it. You know, we'll do that after I sleep. So making my way over to the nearby forest, I took another massive chunk out of this thing, and hopefully I should have enough oak for the rest of the episode. With most of the items together that I'm gonna need, I think it's time to build this structure. Well, on top of the structure we already built, hence the villager breeder. When it came to building this structure, I wanted to try something a little bit different. A lot of the buildings on this world so far sort of look the same, besides the barn. So my plan going into it was trying to use 6 different types of blocks, which I ended up achieving. I also used a much different roof architecture with a very steep pitch. The building was feeling a little bit bland, so I decided to add in a tower, although I made it way too wide and only to realize that a little bit later. So I tore the entire thing back down and started from scratch, sticking with some spruce and then doing a very, very orange copper roof. First off, I think this is my favorite building I've ever constructed in Minecraft. I mean, it's barely even detailed yet and I already love it. Second off, I made a little bit of an ouchie. Yeah, I broke the iron farm. It may be beyond repair. I think the villager died, I'm not sure. Luckily, I should have plenty of iron for today's episode, but I will definitely need to fix that thing soon because I still want to build a fully automatic storage room. Yeah, you heard me, automatic storage room. Now that I think of it, I didn't even explain how I broke the iron farm in the first place. Well, it started with the villagers not wanting to breed, so I added in another composter right there, but it still wasn't working. So then I went over to the iron farm and broke all the composters in there, which seemed to help a little bit, but they still didn't produce any babies. I was getting hearts, but no baby villagers. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit more time and see if anything happens. If not, I'm gonna have to figure out what the solution to the problem is. Well, after a little bit of research, I found the issue with this villager breeder. There needs to be at least 2 blocks of headspace above the beds for the villagers to breed. So if I'm correct, we should be getting a baby any minute now. For all of you guys out there, yeah, make sure to leave at least 2 blocks of space. Let's see if it's gonna work. We're getting some hearts. No, what? I wonder if it could be the lantern. Okay, let's put the lantern up there and try this again. It wasn't the lantern, so then I tried removing all the trapdoors from the ceiling. That didn't work either. So then I read that you might need to space the beds 1 block apart, which I did, and that also didn't work. But then finally, no way, I got it to work. Finally, look, I got it to work. I literally just sat around for like an hour and a half testing every single possible scenario. But hey, I guess it was sort of worth it. Taking a little break from the villagers, I decided to do some terraforming around the breeder. First off, it needed a pathway going up to the front door, which was quite easy to do because it's pretty small. Second off, I knew I wanted to add some custom trees, so now was about the time to do so. I haven't built this custom tree before, but I really like how it looks. It follows the same concept as these cypress trees right here, but it's a little bit wider and I'm using spruce leaves and spruce logs. Besides that though, the terrain is still looking a little bit bland, so I feel like if we add in a few boulders like these right here, might clean it up a little bit. The boulders definitely make it look much better. And then I also added in 2 more custom trees right here. Actually, 3. I don't think that one was there before. And you know, let's see if there's any new villagers down in the villager breeder. And yeah, I know I need to finish the interior and that hole. Oh, would you look at that? We got our first brand new villager. Hey there, buddy. How you doing? Hopefully we can get a few more pretty soon. Taking a break from that build, I want to get a little bit technical. And what I mean by that is I want to build a brand new automatic farm, specifically an auto melon pumpkin farm. In order to do that though, I'm going to have to go into the Nether, which is a little bit terrifying. I got everything together that I think I'm going to need, including 3 stacks of cobblestone, some fresh bread, and also my bow, and 1 arrow because I have infinity. So I don't really need any more arrows than that. Let's go for it though. So the main thing we want, wait a second, I have a fortune pickaxe. I also forgot about the golden armor. Throw those things on and we can put our diamond armor in there. Take 2. The main thing we're going for is some quartz, which is kind of everywhere. We're gonna need it for the observers for this auto melon pumpkin farm. I also want a little bit of gold. Hopefully nothing chases after me. You know what? I'm gonna get this enderman too. Get over here, buddy. Oh, I didn't realize the nether fortress was that close. Oh, okay, he was able to hit me. Well, I think he's gone. Oh my goodness, I gotta go get some flint and steel. Oh, you're the one from the nether. Get over here, buddy. Give me your ender pearls. No, but I got warped roots, no ender pearls though. Now time for take 3. Besides the quartz and the gold, I might want to go in there and try getting some nether wart and some blaze rods. You look really mean, little guy. Like really mean. Well, I got plenty of quartz now and I think I'm gonna go for it. I just gotta take this very slowly. Okay, we got some nether wart right down there. We can grab all of this stuff along with the soul sand because why not? That would be a dead end tunnel. But we got some more nether wart right here. Ooh, and a ghast. Okay, I hear a skeleton. I hear a skeleton. That could be a normal skeleton or it could be a wither skeleton. Oh yeah, there's one right there. Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Oh, and there's a blaze spawner right there. Okay, so this should be pretty easy to do. Just gotta slowly take these guys out from a distance and then get up there and grab the blaze rods. Okay, we got 3 blaze rods already. I might just sit here for a few minutes and gather a bunch of these. Well, I now have 10 blaze rods, which should be plenty enough. You know, I'm gonna take this guy out just because I can. Maybe I might get an 11th, maybe. Woo, gotta watch out for that fire. Oh yeah, 11th, perfect. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here because I feel kind of unsafe. I think I came from this way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. And then down. Okay, these are all dead ends. Is it this way? No, that's a dead end too. Back up I go. No, I didn't come from that way. Oh, you know, I think, yeah, I came from this way. Oh, that's too tempting. I'm going for the chest. I'm going for the chest. Oh, and we got 2 diamonds and some horse armor. That was for sure worth it, but I still am lost. Don't think I came from up there. Oh, yep, I definitely did. I definitely did. And I walked by a chest, I guess? Didn't even see that one. Okay, and then I broke in right here, so let's just run back to the portal as quick as possible. Oh, and we survived it. We survived it. I'm gonna put all of these goodies away. Actually, you know, I'm gonna craft the nuggets into ingots real quick. How many does that end up being? 18. Okay, that's not horrible. That should be enough for the melon farm. Put the blaze rods in there also. And then I need a nether chest, which I have one. Hey, you know, I would say that was pretty successful. First off, I didn't die. And then I also got everything I wanted to get. I mean, if I really wanted to get greedy, I could go for wither skulls, but that's probably a bad idea. Now, I still am missing one crucial component to this auto farm, and that would be melons. So I need to make my way over to the jungle we saw back in episode 1 and cross my fingers that we're gonna find some melons in there. Well, there is the jungle, and I'm already seeing some melons, but man, this is such a great view. Look over there, and look how big that mountain is. Oh, you know, I actually think that's the stony peaks that we harvested all the calcite from. Let's get down there though and harvest the melons. And I'm gonna try not to die on my way down. Just gonna harvest all of these up. I just realized since I have silk touch, I'm only getting the full melons, not the slices. Doesn't really make a difference though, it's fine. I also wanna try grabbing some bamboo and then probably harvest 1 or 2 of these trees to get some saplings, because I'm pretty sure I don't have any jungle saplings yet. And cocoa beans. Just gotta get right over, nope, okay. Just gotta get this bamboo, that's all I'm going for. 12 should be plenty enough. Ooh, more melons. I've never really explored over on this part of the world before, so I decided to keep on going. Because who knows what we'll find. Oh my goodness, there's 3 beehives all right next to each other. And it's raining, so none of the bees should be out. Oh yeah, I just found a mangrove swamp. And some more melons. I don't have a ton of inventory space, but I'm gonna try harvesting as much mud as I can. And maybe some of the wood. I got myself 8 stacks of mud and then just over 2 stacks of mangrove logs, which should be plenty enough for today. But now that I know that biome's there, I will definitely be back pretty soon. I made it back to base safe and sound, so I think I'm ready to get started with this auto farm. You know, I'm gonna do that after I sleep because the sun is going down. Place my bed down. Sleepy time yet? Nope, not yet. Oh, there we go. I pretty much had everything I was gonna need to build this farm. The last thing to do was a massive crafting session. This seems like a pretty solid spot to build the farm. Well, not above ground. We're gonna do it underground, because redstone farms tend to be pretty ugly. First off, I want to go down, let's say 4 blocks, and then I need to dig out an 11 by 11 area. So going 5 blocks this way, and then 5 blocks this way. And then I want to raise the ceiling by 2 blocks, and dig down the floor by 2 blocks. You guys will never guess what I just did. I wasn't paying attention and I broke my diamond pickaxe with efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. Oh my goodness, how did I manage to do that? Oh, that's even worse. I broke the fortune pickaxe. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I thought, fail. It was just a major fail. Well, at least I got the hole completely dug out. Next up, I want to do an outline of how big the farm is going to be, just to make sure I get it nice and centered up, like so. Next up, I need to place the rails in, so I'm going to break that block right there, and then place a block on top of it, then a powered rail, and then continue all the way down, and then put another redstone torch right there and a powered rail, and just continue to do this pattern all the way down. And now I can start placing in the collection system with a chest right there and hoppers facing into it. And then I want to do a pattern like this, put a torch right there, a repeater right there, and a comparator right there. Next up, I needed to place a layer 4 blocks higher, and then I went through, added the pistons, and then also added in the dirt that the melons are going to grow on. Next up, I needed to cut some holes out in the roof for the observers to fit in. And it looks like it is sleepy time. And then back to it, I just need to place the observers like this. All the observers are placed in. I need to grab some redstone dust real quick. And then I just need to place redstone dust on top of the observers. So this section is pretty much finished up. With the redstone side of things finished up, I could actually start placing in the seeds now, which is not very fun to do because I'm crouched the entire time. Well, not crouched, but like flying or swimming. I don't know which one it is. Crawling, I think it is. Now I could wait for all of these to grow up, but I'm sort of impatient, so I'm just gonna grow them all with bone meal. And this is really annoying. They also have like the smallest little hitbox. Ow, okay, that grew instantly. Everything is bone meal, so I can get rid of these blocks right here. Oh, no, that's an important block that needs to stay. But I can also add in the hopper minecart right there. And there's one final thing to do, which is to add in a border right here, so none of the melons or pumpkins fall out. Oh, and it's sleepy time again, so let's go sleep. I mean, look how quick this thing is already gone. I literally just slept and came back, and we're already up to 9 pumpkins and 19 melon slices. This collection system is also just for the time being. I do want to do a water elevator going into a big silo, partially because I want to build a silo, and also that's like the perfect opportunity to store all of our melons and pumpkins. You know, I wonder how many villagers we're up to now. I didn't build an on and off switch into it, so it could be overflowing. Okay, not quite yet, but there's a lot in there. I think it's 6. So we could actually fix the iron farm, but when I was just over there, the zombie is gone, and I have no idea how because he had a name tag on him, and the door was completely blocked off. So instead of fixing that, because I only have 1 name tag left, I think I'm gonna get another zombie with a name tag and use him for curing the villagers. Yeah, I definitely think that's a better idea. But first, we need to build a place for our trading villagers to stay. And I can't help but think that we could build a perfect little farmhouse on top of the auto melon pumpkin farm. Like right here, right on top of it, with custom trees and all, just like that. Jumping straight into this farmhouse build, it felt like the terrain needed a little bit of manicuring. Because once the house is done, I do want to come back through and add in a massive wheat field, just to really give it that farmhouse look. You know, I really like how the terrain came out. It should look really nice with some wheat on top of it, and then a nice big old house up here, along with a windmill, because I love windmills. Jumping straight into the structure itself, I knew it had to be somewhat large. I mean, it was gonna have to hold a ton of farmer villagers. For the bottom half of the build, I decided to stick with a pretty similar building style we've been using already, which is the oak and stripped oak, along with spruce. But when it came to the roof, I wanted to change it up a little bit by using dark oak. I gathered up a bunch of it, but never used it. Besides that, I also used some deep slate in the roof. You know, I never knew this was a thing that you can mix calcite and birch logs, and it looks really good. Like, it might be one of my favorite block palettes right now. I'm sure that'll change pretty soon though. I really like how the build's turning out besides this back area. So I grabbed some copper blocks, and I think if we actually change this from being slanted into a big arch, could make it look a whole lot better. So I'm gonna get rid of all of this dark oak I already placed in, and instead I'm gonna use some copper stairs, and then maybe some slabs to round it off a little bit. Let's see, do we like this? Yeah, you know, I actually think I like that a lot. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this side, and then now I need to figure out a way to mesh it all together, because these roof lines are very different. I'm gonna get rid of that stair. Yeah, it definitely adds much more pop to the backside. Maybe too much, but first I'm gonna take some stone and some more stone brick, see how this looks. Let's get rid of these ones. The back was still looking a little bit plain, so I decided to add in one more arch on the top, which isn't my favorite thing, but it definitely helps the back look a little bit better. So this is where we're at. I decided to add in 3 chimneys using some mangrove logs, which I think looks great, and I've never really used them before. And then I also added a pathway leading up to the front door. And yeah, obviously the interior is still empty. For now, I think I'm gonna leave the house alone and actually get started on placing in the wheat field and also the windmill that I really want to build. When it came to the windmill itself, I wanted to keep it rather simple. I mean, I would love to build some massively large windmill, but to make it fit in, it's gonna have to be a little bit smaller. And I went for a design that I've actually used before, but then tweaked it a little bit just so it's not the exact same. Following that, it was time to place in the first wheat field. I wanted to make sure it had a nice slope, and that's why we went through and did some terraforming earlier. So I cut out the holes for all the water, placed the water in, then came through, tilled all the ground, and then placed the seeds down. To add a little bit more detail around the edges, I used some bricks and some dripstone as a little bit of a border wall, and then also some lilacs and obviously the bone meal. And then moving on to the other side, I did the exact same thing, just on a little bit of a larger scale. Adding the wheat fields and the windmill made such a massive difference in this area. I mean, it looks complete, but it's not really yet. First off, there still isn't an interior, and second off, I do want to expand the fields all the way back here. But I'm not sure if I want to do a wheat field or even potato or carrot. And if I really wanted to go crazy, I could do beetroot. But who would do beetroot? Maybe me. You know, I also want to check how the auto melon pumpkin farm's doing. I've been working for quite a while, so oh yeah, that's really good. Tons of melons, tons of pumpkins. I think I might expand this though. Oh, is it stuck? Oh, what? What happened to the comparator? And the redstone wait, whoa. What's going on here? They like disappeared. That is so weird. Oh, I wonder if when I placed water in, it went down there. That's exactly what happened. Well, now I gotta go grab some redstone and craft a new comparator and a redstone torch. Place the torch right there and the comparator right there, and the minecart's back off. Luckily that just happened, or else we would have lost a lot of pumpkins and melons. I also want to go check how the villager breeder is doing, because there's a chance that might be overflowing now. Did you guys glitch through the wall, or is it just overflowing? Okay, it's definitely overflowing. Don't want to let you out. What is going on here? How did you guys get out? All right, well, I'm just gonna let him be and get out of here. Okay, there's no hole anywhere. I don't even know what happened. We're just running into a whole bunch of issues right now, aren't we? Besides that, and man, did we get a bunch of stuff done. I mean, we built the entire villager breeder with an awesome house. We also built this farmland area. Oh, and how could I forget? I also broke the iron farm, which we'll fix pretty soon, because I'm gonna need it. And we now have an unlimited source of pumpkins and melons. I just love how this area turned out. I think adding the windmill and the wheat fields just made it look so much better. But there's still a lot more work to be done. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next one.